welcome Dr. Kamlesh D. Patel, Daji, in this session. Daji, kindly keep sharing your blessings and love on all of us. With great honor, I welcome the resource person of today's program, Mr. Stanislas Lajuji, who is author of Science of Meditation program. Welcome, sir. I am extremely delighted to welcome the chairperson of Satyam Group of Institutions, Ms. Sneh Singh Ma'am, Mr. B.G. Prasanna Krishan Sir, co-researcher, C.A. Pradeep Kumar Gupta Sir, co-researcher, chairperson of Advisory Board of Satyam Group of Institutions, chairperson, and secretary of Research Ethical Committee, principals, HODs, faculty member, team member, and students in this session. Welcome, sir, and welcome, ma'am. Over to you, Stanislas Lajuji, sir. Now you can continue the session.
Good morning, and thank you for these very kind and nice introductions. So, respected elders and dignitaries, teachers, students, friends. It's a real pleasure to be here and to know that the science of meditation is being conducted in your institution. Without any further delay, let's go ahead with the topic today, which is focus. But before that, let us take a moment to center ourselves. Meditation is not only sitting for half an hour, 1 hour, closing our eyes. It can be just a few seconds, a moment, a minute, whatever time you need to just be centering ourselves, being connected with our inner resources. And that can just take a few seconds like that. So let us do it together to cultivate this habit, to center ourselves anytime we start a new activity, reading a book, starting a conversation, a phone call, an email, a classroom. So gently, softly close your eyes. You can take a deep breath in and release any tension. And bring your attention to your heart. And connect to your heart, to the source of light, which is already present there. Pulling your attention inwards. Pulling your attention within. And feel the longing which is there to be one and the highest you can be. And call this deepest self to guide you in all your activities. And that's all. Take your time. Slowly open your eyes. Reconnect with your surrounding. And bring back your full attention to the session. So let us see if you're focused. And for that, I will show a short clip of a few seconds. And you will try to identify something which is projected in the video. So you will see a 6 seconds video where there is a plus and then some letters flashing very quickly. But in between them, there will be something else. So the question here, the game, is to find what are these something else and how many of them. Just be ready. And as it is the online video, I'm sending it to the moderator, the YouTube link, in case participants have access to their computer and they can watch the link directly. But I'm going to show the link and explain what is the science behind it. So please be attentive. You will see some letters flashing and in between them something else. What is it? So what did you see? Any comments on the chat? Okay, so no comment. Let's watch it again. Any improvement? No? Okay.
Stan, I think people can only send comments to the moderator.
Okay, I understand. So that small test allows me to explain.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
There is a number 1 in between, in among the letters, alphabet letters.
Amazing. Great. Congratulations. And I hope many of you could see the number 1. And I hope many of you could see another number. There was also very quickly, after the number 1, there was number 7. And that allows me to share with you the research which was conducted by Ellen Slachter. Okay. So this Ellen Slachter conducted a research where participants were exposed to this video. And here is the concept, is that when we are focusing on something, our brain mobilizes its resources to identify the target. And when it gets it, it has its aha moment. And then to re-engage in the next target, it takes some time to remobilize its resources to the next target. We call this the attentional blink. And what was observed is that in participants, in people who are trained into meditation, this attentional blink is reduced. And researcher could observe, could derive 2 conclusions out of this research. First is that when we meditate, we heighten our quality of awareness. We have a high resolution attention, which allows us to grasp more information. And second thing is that it allows the participants, the trained people in meditation, to better use their brain resources. And not only in regular practice, in regular activities, but also in different activities, which is called mental, agility. So 2 conclusions is that we can have a better, capacity to, we have a high resolution awareness, and we have a better capacity to use our brain resources. And that allows us to be much more performance. And according to Daniel Goleman, focus is the hidden driver for excellence. And he explains, for instance, that students, they are reading book, but 40% of the time they are reading the book, but 40% of the time they are thinking about something else, which is compelling them to read again what they are reading and spend double time to understand what they are learning. Do you have this experience sometimes? So on the contrary, when a person is focused, what Dr. Goldman could observe with the research from Richard Davidson is that there is a brain synchronicity between the prefrontal cortex and the other parts of the brain. And that allows the brain to have a better mapping of its memories, which facilitates understanding, learning, and memorization. But on the contrary, if we are not focused, this synchronicity between the different parts of the brain is distorted, is affected. And that affects the capacity to learn and to memorize and to perform in what we are doing. And therefore, the example of the book reading. Okay, so if focus is so important to be performant, are we excelling in it? How is our focus in our daily life? And this is what we're going to see in this session. We will see that unfortunately, nearly 50% of the time we are not focused. And that this quality of the brain, which is always wandering, which is not focused, is negative by default, but that can be transformed through mental training or meditation. So let us see. What was observed is that nearly 50% of the time, or 47% of the time, according to Matthew Killingsworth, people are doing something, but they are thinking about something else. And that is not all, is that this mind wandering is associated with unhappiness. So they asked the question, is it because they were doing something boring, or maybe they were doing something interesting? Or is it because of the quality of focus? Well, it is not related to the quality of the activity that they engage. Even if you are focused in a boring activity, but you remain focused, you will tend to feel happier than someone who may do an activity which seems rewarding, but he is not able to concentrate on it. Such person would tend to feel unhappy. So it's not what we are doing which is important, which it is the ability to be focused, which is important to perform, but also to feel happy. And why is that? Why are we not happy when we are not engaged in an activity? And that was discovered by Marcus Rachel, who found out that, what is called the default mode network, which is the way of the brain operating when we are not focused. It is the autopilot mode of the brain. When I am not focused on something, my brain is not idle, just waiting. My brain is actually he's firing like a Christmas tree. It's super active, highly consuming energy. So the researcher was wondering, what is the brain doing? And they found out that the default mode network is associated with 3 mental processes. The first one is what is called self-referencing, thinking about me in the past or in the future, always worrying what I have done or what I should do, constantly worrying of thinking of justifying what I should do, what I have done, and why of this. Second mental process is social comparison. Am I better than the other ones? What will they think if I do that? What should I do to make them feel happy or not disappointed? Third mental process is rumination. We're always repeating the same kinds of thoughts, meaning that most of the time we are in a narrative world, in a world of thoughts where we are always worrying about what we have done, what we should do, and what the other are thinking of, and therefore leading me to a feeling of unhappiness. But what was observed in that people who are meditating, they are able to deactivate this mind chatter, this monkey mind, this default mode network. That was observed by Judson Brewer. He found out that not only we are deactivating the default mode network and therefore making us free from the voice of fear, of critics, of judgment, but we are activating in the same time some lateral part of the prefrontal cortex and upper parts of it, which are associated with feeling, sensing, and being in the present moment. So that means that we are no longer in a world of interpretations of thoughts, but we are in a world of experience, fully engaged in the experience that we are going through and able to perform well, feeling happy. The beauty is that that was observed not only when we are meditating, but also for regular practitioners of meditations, also when they are no longer meditating, after meditation, which suggests that there is a change of consciousness, which allows me to move from an experience of the daily world, in a world of interpretation, of worries, of thoughts, into a world of being in the present moment, attending to the moment and the experience, the activity that I should attend to. So let us see how we can transform this way of this consciousness, this awareness. So you have seen earlier what was to be focused. What is focused attention? You were trying to identify this number 1 and 7 flashing, in between the letters. So now there is another mental process that I would like you to observe, and through another test. So here is the game. Please tell me who killed Lord Smythe.
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
Why, I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
But how did you know?
Madam, as any horticulturist will tell you, one does not plant petunias until May is out. Take her away.
That's right, madam.
It's just a matter of observation. The real question is, how observant were you?
Action.
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
Why, I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
Okay, so how many changes could you notice? 1 or 2. Most people can see the bucket of flour, the coat, the bear sometimes, but definitely we cannot see these 21 changes. The idea here is that it's good to have a focused attention. It allows us to be more performant and to feel better. But sometimes when we are too focused, we may miss the tree or the forest for the tree. So the idea is here that through meditation, we develop a high quality of awareness through focused attention, but we also learn how to move to what is called meta attention. We can zoom out. We can use this high resolution awareness to move to an open awareness. It is called meta attention, which is the attention of the attention. I'm no longer focusing on one object, like I'm focusing on the pen, on my pen, but then, my mind, this is my object of meditation, and my mind is focusing on it. But after some times, it is wandering. If I observe my attention, paying attention, if I move back, I can see that my attention is drifting away, and I can bring it back to the object of meditation. That is meta attention. Okay. So now I would like you to understand another mental process which allows us to deactivate the default mode network, and that is called feeling. Okay, so we had seen focus attention, meta attention, and now when we actually bring our attention to our body, to our heart, and literally feel within us this experience, we actually completely switch off the default mode network. We completely switch off the default mode network, this monkey mind. And these experiences, these mental processes were observed. What we have just explained was actually confirmed or verified or discovered by Judson Brewer. He found out that it was easier for meditators who were observing themselves meditating real time and engaging into focus attention, meta attention, and feeling. And what they could observe is that when we are into focus attention, it's difficult to hold our focus for a long time. After a few seconds, we start thinking about something else. When we move into meta attention, the participants were feeling more relaxed, and it was easier for them to remain focused in what they are doing. And what was the easiest for the participants is when they went into feeling, then it was easier for them to just remain focused in what they are doing. And that is exactly what we do in meditation. In Heartfulness Meditation, we start with the technique of bringing our focus attention into the heart, the source of light, which is already present there. And then allow this experience, this feeling to happen within us below our non-judgmental meta attention or observation. So through heartfulness practice, we have the key tools to deactivate the thinking mind, the monkey mind, and to be observing the inner self and our inner connection, tapping into our inner resources. So what I was saying today as a key message is that we are unfocused nearly 50% of the time. And this mind wandering is negative by default, making us thinking or worrying about me in the past or in the future, or comparing myself to the others, always thinking of the same types of thoughts. But that can be transformed through mental training, which are developed through heartfulness with the focus attention, meta attention, and feeling. Now, today, I would like to do a different practice with you, a different heartfulness practice, which is called the cleaning. Why is that? It's because when we are meditating, we are often, inside ourselves, we are often caught with some thoughts, obsessive thoughts, worries, or emotions. And that is preventing us to be having good meditation, because instead of connecting to our heart, we are connecting with our worries, with our thoughts, with our emotions, with our anger, and we are not able to have good meditation. So there is a technique in heartfulness, which is called the cleanings, which allows us to remove all of these mental and emotional impressions, these complexities which are inside us, and facilitates the ability to connect ourselves. We actually do this practice after the work, our daily activity is over, so that once we are back, instead of being full of our exercise, stress of exams and homework to do or work to copies to prepare, then we can truly be with ourselves, fully be able to attend our dinner and benefit and enjoy our family members. So let's do the practice together. Let's do the cleaning together. And there is only one thing which is important to remember. In the cleaning, it is an active process where we use our willpower to remove all of these mental and emotional impressions within. It's like when we take shower. When we take shower, we just stay below the water and remain idle. When we take shower, we brush our dirt with the soap and with the glove to remove all our impressions. Here also, we use our willpower to remove the impressions, but we do this mentally. So I will guide the cleaning for 20 minutes, and then it will be, there is a part which will be guided and it will be silent. And once it's over, I will take you back. I will say that is all and take you back to the session. So please be ready. Sit comfortably. Have your back straight, but with attention, so that you can feel relaxed and alert at the same time. Gently close your eyes very lightly. And now make the suggestion that all impressions, complexities, and impurities are removed, brushed out of your system, leaving it from the back, meaning from the tailbone all the way up to the top of the head. And they are leaving out your system in the form of smoke or vapor. So feel all impressions, complexities, and impurities being removed, brushed out of your system from the back, leaving it in a form of smoke or vapor. Do not try to identify any particular impression or quality that you would like to get rid of. Good or bad, all impressions are removed. This is an active process. So apply your will as needed. Whenever distracted, if your attention is drifting away, come back to the cleaning process, feeling all impressions, complexities and impurities being removed, brushed out of your system. Leaving it from the back in a form of smoke or vapor. As you are getting used to the cleaning process, you can accelerate it, intensify the cleaning. You can now add the last element of the cleaning. by imagining that in front of you, the current of the source of light is coming and entering into your heart, filling up with the source of light, helping you in the cleaning process. So feel the current of source of light coming from the front, entering into your heart, filling up your system, and helping you in the cleaning process. Feel this current of light coming from the front and helping you in removing all the impressions, complexities, and impurities which are leaving out your system from the back in the form of either smoke or vapor. As impressions are removed, you feel lighter. As complexities are removed, you feel simple. And as impurities are going away, you feel pure. And now you can feel that the current of source of light is filling up your entire system. Every part, every limb, every cell is flooded with this current of light. you can now feel that your heart has become a center of light. And you can conclude the cleaning with the suggestion that it was completed efficiently. So that is all. Take your time. Keep your eyes closed for a moment and observe yourself. Observe your inner space, your feelings. And absorb this new quality of being. And when you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes. And reconnect with your surrounding. Yet remaining in resonance with your heart. Okay. If you have the possibility, just take a moment to write down your observation, how you feel in a piece of paper, in your notebook. Let's do this just for 30 seconds and noticing how we feel, how we have felt during meditation, but more importantly, how do we feel after meditation? Okay. All right, so now it's your time. We can have some time for question and answers. It could be on the topic that we discussed today, or it could be about questions on the practice so that you can, improve your experience of meditation. Any questions? Could be written in the chat, or you can speak on the mic.
Yes, so we have some questions from the students. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
सर मेडिटेशन करते वक्त मेरी आंखों से आंसू बहने लगते हैं। ये आज की बात नहीं है, बचपन से जब पापा के साथ बैठते थे तब पर भी यही होता था।
मेरा हिंदी बहुत बहुत खराब है, मैं फ्रांसीसी हूँ, हिंदी नहीं समझता हूँ।
So she's trying to say when she was meditating, she's getting tears from her eyes.
Wonderful. And how do you feel after? Meditation is के बाद
हल्का महसूस करती हूँ।
Feeling lighter.
okay, and emotionally all you feel at peace?
Yes, sir.
So that during meditation we can have, you know, tears, emotions, any kind of experience, sometimes good, sometimes awful. But what is important is how we feel after meditation, because all of these tensions, emotions which were stored in our heart, now they have been able to be released. And as they are released, they can be experienced in our consciousness, in any kind of experience. But what is important is how we feel after. So continue to meditate. It's a good experience to have these tears, which also often correlates to the feeling of being connected with ourselves.
Good morning.
And that creates a nice feeling. Good morning. Yes, please go ahead with your question.
Sir, I want to ask a question about how to manage stress. When I was meditating, that time also the thoughts came. So what should I do?
Do not stress when meditating. So in daily life, you know, you can handle stress by every time you start an activity or when you feel tension within, take a pause, drink a glass of water, and do some deep breathing exercise. If you do 10 times deep breathing, it will trigger the parasympathetic system, the relax response. Also, you can do the relaxation, the heartfulness. It will also trigger the relax response. And therefore, it will allow you to, you know, be in a position of pause. And then you connect your attention to the heart, to positive feelings, to positive emotions, to joy, happiness, comfort, security. That will allow you to then be in the best position to perform at the cognitive level. Because when we are stressed, we're in a fight or flight. We cannot think, not because we are not intelligent, skilled, learned, and so on. It's because my physiological posture is not ready to perform. So I need to relax first. This is the first thing. Then when we are meditating regularly, you hardwire your brain to be poised, to be calm. You have the habit of being, you know, cool. And therefore it allows you to take greater perspective. And last thing is meditation can help you to be positive. Nothing is wrong with stress. No stress gives the adrenaline. It enhances your focus. As you focus, you're performing well and you feel happy. So stress is positive.
Sir,
what
should I do when I accept something and that thing not happen with me? So how to deny the expectations?
Okay. Very, very nice questions. Very important questions. I think we need to enhance heart connection, because in the heart, this is where we feel love, compassion, care, kindness, appreciation, tolerance, acceptance, courage. So instead of focusing on the worries, the wants, I have to do this, I expect this, now I focus on the positive qualities, the resources which are available. And that allows me to use these resources to perform better in what I am, you know, in my responsibilities, in my activities. So my suggestion here is try to balance your needs with focusing on your positive qualities which are in your heart. And you will see they are, you know, limitless. You're full of goodness within, but we need to pay attention to it so that it becomes more alive. You need to realize your heart qualities by paying attention to it and not stop focusing on the negative, the stress, the anxieties, the worries, and so on.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome. Thank you for these really nice questions.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, after doing meditation, I feel very relaxed and I feel very light. So my question is that I'm not doing more than 20 minutes focus on my heart. What should I do?
Great, thank you. I think you have recalled me that how to handle stress and all of this is through practice. And here, to handle stress, the cleaning can really help us to remove all of these anxieties. And as you will practice, and you will see in the next module is on peak performance, it's on flow. We will see that when we train ourselves to be focused, we are actually, it's becoming part of our inner skills. It is no longer effortful, it is inbuilt. It is transferred to the subconscious mind. It's like now you're not thinking about breathing. You're not thinking about your equilibrium and body temperature and so on. You do this automatically, right? So the more you meditate, the more you will be able to increase the duration of meditation, and then the more it will be part of you. And because meditation is not so interesting per se, but the outcome of meditation, which is meditative states. We enjoy, meditation can be enjoyable, but what is more enjoyable is the outcome of the meditation, how we feel after, the meditative states, the calm mind, the poised mind, the centered state of mind. This you will gain, definitely through regular practice. So my key point is keep on practicing and do not worry about being focused for too long time. It will come, but try to enjoy more, to be focused on the quality of being that you have after. And that is becoming a life skill. That's becoming like a second nature in you. Even though you may have your mind here sometimes or distracted, you will still have this inner feeling of connection and well-being, wellness.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have these questions. It's very lively, interactive. Good. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, when we are meditating, we need to focus on the present only, because I'm meditating. When I'm meditating, it's my experience. I always in sometime past, sometime many thoughts will come. It is a natural things, and when many thoughts comes, what we need to do? Need to in present moment. Sometime when I'm doing meditation and I imagine many things. I thought maybe I'm went something in a good place. So need to think about that. Need to think in present moment only.
Good. It's very good, to have thoughts. It means you have a healthy brain. The function of the brain is to think. So it's good. You have good health. You have a good brain.
Thank you.
All right. So now that we are aware of this mind functioning, how do we learn to regulate it so that it makes me feel better? So meditation is there to help us to regulate the mind and to reduce the noise of the mind, the wandering of the mind. We have 3 mental processes which helps us to do that. First, to be focused on one object. And in heartfulness, it is the source of light. We meditate on the source of light. Okay. Second is, we have seen, like when we focus, we deactivate the monkey mind. To facilitate this deactivation, we can go into meta attention. We just observe ourselves, how we are reacting. It's like when you are watching the sky and there are clouds passing by. You are not the clouds. You're the sky. The clouds are passing, the thoughts are passing, but you're not the thoughts. Emotions are coming, but you're not the emotions. They are like the clouds. They come in and go. Okay? So when we are into this open meta attention, open awareness, this helps us to reduce the monkey mind. The third thing which can help you to have better experience of meditation with less thoughts is to connect to feeling. You can literally feel in your heart, in your physical heart, that there is the source of light there. Okay, so these three practices, like little of focus, then meta attention and feeling, will allow you to increase your ability to reduce the thinking mind. Okay, and you know, do you watch movies sometimes?
Sorry, sir?
Do you watch movies?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always.
Yeah. And did you notice like you have many thoughts during watching movies? No, you don't, right? Because you're so interested in the movie that you are not aware that you don't pay attention to these thoughts. Same thing here. Here you're watching the movie of the heart. It can be so interesting that even though you may have thoughts there, you still feel so connected and interested in the inner discovery here. So don't worry about thoughts. They are not the problem. It's the interest to really discover what is within, which is important.
Okay. So, sir, it is good when we're doing meditation is only 5 minutes and 10 minutes. It is effective for us. So when doing very short times.
Well, do you eat snacks and appetizers and tea, something like that? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Does it fulfill you as much as a meal?
Okay.
No, huh? It's a good fix. These small meditations are a good fix to handle the ups and downs of life. It's very useful. Okay. But if we want to take the full benefit of the power of meditation, of the power of the mind and heart, we need to sit a longer time. Okay? And that is why you do longer meditation. But so, both are you know, based on your availability, your expectations, then you can adapt your time.
Okay, so longer time, I mean, so hour and 2 hours is that much time we need to give?
Well, you can challenge yourself and see through your own experience what is best. Okay. Because everybody is different, but we suggest in Heartfulness to not meditate more than 1 hour at a time, because there is this subtle support, energy supports, which demands that we take a pause after 1 hour to relax our brain. And then we can meditate as many times as we want in a day, but 1 hour each time. But start with half an hour. It's already like a good thing to create these habits. Most important is a habit. It's not meditating during weekends 5 hours. It won't, and the rest of the week doing nothing. You better do 10, 20 or 30 minutes every day, but every day you do it.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome.
So we have one more question.
Sure.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Very good morning. Sir, my question is, when someone says that I'm not meant for meditation, or when someone is not interested, so what
like
are
me.
So
True.
what are your comments on this?
I can absolutely say the same thing. You know, I used to love adrenaline sports and doing cliff jumping and snowboarding and all of these extreme adrenaline sports. And I could not sit for 15 minutes. Now I teach meditation. So it's really about, you know, the gain that you get through meditation. I could spend hours in training in sports, but the quality of peace, of centeredness, sense of purpose, fulfillment, inner connection that I could get through few minutes of meditation, even if it was just few minutes, that was far more fulfilling than all the other activities that I was engaging in. All I want to say is just about, you know, it depends on what you want. If you want, we cannot give what we don't have. If I want to give knowledge, I need to learn it myself. If I want to teach anything, I need to get it myself. If I want to have love, if I want to give love to my dear ones, care, kindness, compassion, appreciation, generosity, I must have it first. I cannot give that to my daughter if I don't have it myself. And what is allowing me to give these best human qualities? I can read books, but that is here. But it doesn't give the feeling, the inner states, the love that is cultivated here. And for me, it's only meditation which allows that to have it first. We cannot give what we don't have. So we must have it first. And how to cultivate it? Meditation is definitely the best means to heighten our heart qualities.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. And Merry
Welcome.
Christmas in advance.
Yes, thank you. Merry Christmas. Your session, your lively questions were the gift for my Christmas.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful session and answering the student queries. So in the last, once again, I, on behalf of Satyam Group of Institutions, would like to give special thanks to the Heartfulness team, resource person, Mr. Stanislas Lajuzzi, co-researcher, chairperson, Satyam Group of Institutions, co-researcher, principals, HODs, faculties, team members, and students to grade the occasion. Thank you, everyone, and we will meet in the next session. Merry
Thank you so
Christmas,
much.
sir.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And Merry Christmas.
So